Hello and welcome to Saturn Day Sabbath. I am Reiki Master Sharon, and today I just kind of want to talk about the power of our words and our intention, and why sometimes when we are doing more of the inner work, why it's kind of harder to connect with some of the people in our lives who maybe aren't doing that work as intentionally as we are. Because when you are really focusing on yourself and your goals, you can tell when someone isn't by the way that they're speaking with you. And it causes somewhat of an energetic dissonance to the conversation because you have really honed your energy in to focus on what you are intentionally creating in your life, and you realize how important it is for you to hold on to that energy and not leak it by giving your attention to things that are outside of your control. And people who aren't doing that work, you will see that they're a lot more avoidant to actually discussing things in their lives or plans that they have and things of that nature, and they may actually discuss other things instead because it's very uncomfortable for them to sit within their own energy. And they may talk about other people, they may talk about sports, politics, the weather. But when you have really honed in on your energy and are aware of the power that you have to create, it's very hard to resonate with people who are not doing that same work. And it is also very activating for, and it can be triggering for other people as well, because you're going to be redirecting the conversation back to them. You're going to be curious about what they're doing. And if they don't have those answers, it makes them really see that they haven't really been putting their energy into themselves. And the issue with that is that our power is in the present moment, and the only thing that we have control over is ourselves. So if we're constantly giving that power away to other people, places, and things, then it is very disempowering. It is very draining. Even having those kinds of conversations, you may feel yourself being drained. You may see that your energy is going to someone else in a way that you don't want it to. And that's why I think it's very intentional for us to use our words and our conversations and our connections in a way that is self-honoring and empowering for both parties involved. And why sometimes, surface level conversations can seem very draining to a very empathetic person. And it can also be very hard to connect with people in your lives that you really want to connect with. I feel a lot of heavy energy in channeling this message because I know it's going to resonate with a lot of people. And if you're here and you notice that maybe you don't really focus too much on yourself or your own energy, I'd like you to have the courage to explore why you don't have the answers to these questions, and what makes it so vulnerable for you to share that with other people. Why would it be such a big deal if other people were discussing what you're doing? Or why would it be such a big deal if other people knew how you really felt? Like, these are things that are questions that we should be asking each other or asking ourselves and sitting with to figure out who we truly are on an authentic level, because our authenticity is a very powerful energy. And once we know who we are and we know what we want to create and we know what we're using our energy for, that is a very powerful energy to be in. And you may see that the universe may pull strings for you that you couldn't have ever imagined, because before you were in an energy of giving that energy out freely and leaking, having that energetic leak. It's like having an energetic leak in your bucket, right? So I encourage you guys to have the courage to sit with yourselves, figure yourselves out, figure out what you want to create, and be honest with yourself. If something isn't making you happy, then why are you going to give it any more energy or any more of your time or commitment? Because we're only here for a short amount of time. And if we choose that time to be miserable, then that is a conscious choice that we've made. And we may think that it's external circumstances that are making it that way, but it really is just a manifestation of everything that you've put your energy into so far. And that could be that maybe you spent too much time thinking about everything that you didn't want to happen, and now it's happening. Because it doesn't matter if you say that you do or don't want it. If you're giving your energy to it, you're telling the universe basically, that's what I want to experience. So if your fear and your emotions are radiating, I really, really, really don't want to experience this, that's what you're going to experience. And then once you experience it, then you're like, okay, well, I experienced it now. And after so many times of experiencing the things that you don't want to experience, at some point, you're not really afraid of experiencing things that you don't want to experience anymore. And you might get to a point where you're wanting to experience things that you actually do want to experience. And you're finding a way to communicate that with the universe and work with it in that way, work with the energy in that way. I was at a baby shower today, and there was a little boy. He's sitting at the table and he was trying to fight the wind. He was very upset with the wind for blowing up the tablecloth, and I just remember telling him, like, the best way to fight the wind is to make it work on your behalf. If you know that the wind is going to be there, then put things in a way to which you know that you're going to be okay, you know? Like, if we can be observant to the energies and the cycles, then we can set ourselves up in a better position. We can learn from our mistakes. But sometimes we get too afraid of making a mistake that we don't do anything at all. And sometimes, because we don't do anything at all, we don't make a mistake that we needed to make to learn, to grow, to actually experience what we needed to experience. So it's a very delicate balance, because a lot of people can actually become traumatized from things not going the way that they want. And they can hold on to this idea that nothing ever goes the way that they want it to go, or if they give to something, then it always gets messed up. And that's not always true, because for it to be true, it has to be true all of the time. And if it's not true all of the time, then it's not true. So I really want you guys to think about that. Think about those concepts and really go deeper with yourselves. This is your invitation to really be intentional with your energy and figure out what you want your life to look like. So if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'd love to see you next week. Have a great day.